Hello, who is here live? Terry, hi. Carolyn, hello. Esta, hello. Welcome. Make sure we're even. Yeah, there we go. All right. Any questions before we begin? Any comments? Questions? Beth, good morning. Good afternoon. So, I guess it's kind of afternoon for me too at 11, right? My matcha tea. All right. Any questions, comments? Subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. The more people I have, the more people can see this. My mission is to empower women to do all they can to age the best that they can, because I think it's the goal that we all want. And I have to say that I'm so grateful to be doing what I'm doing. And it's really nice for me to have all these conversations I've had with women that are feeling empowered with their bone health. And that's important because the way we've been doing it has been disempowering women for years, and that needs to stop. And it is stopping. And I'm so happy to have that happen, especially as more women have the REM scan and get the results from that. So today we're going to focus on flexibility, and any questions you have, I'd love to answer them while I'm here, while I can, while I'm live. Otherwise, you could send me questions a different way. All right. So let's see how this goes. There. Okay. So for today's class, I chose one of my favorite sayings when it comes to bone health, which is bendable, not breakable, because that's what we all want. We really want to not break and not fracture. And we don't really think about that until we get a scan, a DEXA scan that tells us otherwise, or we might not even have that yet. Those that are maybe in their 50s haven't yet had a DEXA scan. Yet, if there's issues that you've been experiencing in your life or injuries, you know that you need to keep yourself strong. And then, of course, now taking care of parents, being the sandwich generation, and seeing what happens with the loss of mobility in our lives. And then I get a little bit more experience because I teach yoga to the 50 plus crowd, and I have for years, and I've observed thousands of bodies. And I see the patterns of breakdown. I experienced some of that in my own body, but I've also really experienced that with people that I have been around. So I have this experiential aspect, and it does happen if we don't do anything about it. And even when we are doing something about it, there is a degenerative quality that happens, more wear and tear. And that's just par for the course, this game of life that we're all playing. And so we do our best. And this right now, what you're going to do is going to be great for your joints, for your muscles, and for your bones, which is then going to allow you to be mobile, to move, and to do all the things you want to do, because that's what matters, is that we actually have an active, enjoyable life. So today's practice, I'm going to use a chair. Go ahead and get a chair now if you don't have one already. If you want to forego a chair, you could sit on the ground in a crisscross position or put a block or bolster underneath your body. Having a chair is great if you need it for balance or to go a little deeper in some of the postures. What I experience is the adductors, the inner thigh muscles, we lose our ability and our flexibility in our adductors, which is really critical for the hip complex, for pelvic health, and for bone health, and for fall prevention and injury prevention. So having that flexibility is important. And when you use a chair, you're more likely to go a little deeper, either from the seated position or when we stand behind the chair or next to the chair. So I'd love for you to get a chair today for the practice. Go ahead and grab one. And then, of course, the blanket, the strap, and the block are also going to be used in today's practice. So gather those, and then we'll begin. And I'd like to begin in a seated position today. I'd like to begin in the chair and make this as comfortable as possible. So having a blanket underneath the feet can feel nice for your feet. You could also put this on the seat if you needed that. Like I said, if you want to go on the ground and sit crisscross, you could do that as well. And then I'd like you to bring your elbows underneath your armpits, underneath your shoulders, because that, when we can line up the humerus bone right out of the shoulder joint, that helps to activate the muscles of posture. So it helps to hold you up. So the elbows are underneath the shoulders, right at the waist. You're sitting as far back as you can in the chair with your lower body. You have your elbows underneath and you have your hands on your thighs. So the elbows underneath is going to nicely place the shoulder joint in the socket. Palms up adds a little external rotation. So a little more stretch, a little more opening in the shoulder joint. And then feeling the back of the chair, go ahead and close your eyes. So you're sitting in this position, closing your eyes, bringing your awareness to this present moment, making that connection of mind-body from the beginning, and increasing your body awareness, because the more body awareness you have, the deeper, stronger forces you could create in your body when you're practicing safely to stimulate both muscle and bone growth. Take your jaw, wiggle your jaw side to side. And then go ahead and close your mouth. Let your teeth be separated. So let your lower jaw relax, lips touch. And then bring your awareness to your pelvis, to your rib cage, and to your head. The pelvis has an oval opening at the bottom, an oval opening at the top. There's an oval opening at the base of the ribs, an oval opening at the top of the ribs, and another oval opening at the base of the skull. So right now, try to arrange your ovals. So you might need to push your head back a little to keep it coming right off of the top of the rib cage. If the arms move forward, you can move them back so that the arms are underneath the shoulders. And then if you're able to push the elbows gently into the chair, you'll feel that activation of those postural muscles in the upper back. Mouth is closed, breathing in and out through your nose, eyes are closed. So our eyes fuel about 2/3 of the input to the brain. So with the eyes closed, we turn on our inner awareness, our inner eyeballs, our inner knowing. So I want you to bring your awareness down to your left foot. Noticing the pressure on the toes, the ball of the foot, the heel. Notice, where is the pressure? What do you feel? What do you notice? And bring your awareness over to the right foot. Do you feel all 5 toes touching? Do you feel the ball of the foot? Do you feel the pinky toe edge? The heel? What do you feel? What do you notice? Notice where the weight is. And bring your awareness back to the left foot, left sole. Bring your awareness up your left leg to your left buttock. And squeeze the left buttock. So activate the left tushy. Your body may rise a little. Go to the point where you contract quite a bit. You may feel a shaky action. And then slowly let go. And then bring your awareness to your right buttock and activate the right buttock. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze a lot, like you're making a fist with your tushy. Your body may rise. You may get to a place of shaky. Just experience that. And then release. Both buttocks. Squeeze, activate. Feel your body rise. As you contract the glutes, hamstrings get activated as well. Body rises. Squeeze a lot so you feel shaky. You feel the shaking action in your body. And then slowly release. Feel the softening, the widening of the buttock muscles. Feel the relaxation of your pelvis. Bringing your awareness to the base of your body where you're sitting on the chair. The oval opening at the base of your pelvis. Bring your awareness to the back of your body as you gently imagine you're stopping a bowel movement. Feel that muscle. It's a sphincter muscle. Feel it gently contract and release. And then with your mind, eyes closed, notice where that is on your body. And bring your awareness to the front of your body, to urethra, where you would stop the flow of urine. And then relax. The very center of these two is where we're going to bring our awareness. Imagine you're sitting on top of a blueberry. I want you to draw your awareness and your muscles to center as if you're grabbing onto that blueberry, and then push it up towards your belly button. And then release. The eyes are closed. You feel a contraction, a muscular action. As you draw into center, you push up to the belly button, and then you release. And again, draw into center and push up. And then release. So we're going to do this with breath. Mouth is closed. Bring your awareness to your nostrils as you breathe into your nostrils. Feeling your chest expand and contract. And now bring your awareness to the lower ribs. Imagine you have an inner tube around your lower ribs that has an inch space all the way around. As you breathe in, you breathe forward, sideways, and backwards. Getting wider at the lower ribs. Slow breath, feel that expansion, forward, backward, and to the sides. Now taking the breath deeper, breathe down to the pelvic floor area, down to the belly, below the lower ribs. Feel the pressure that's created when you breathe in and down to the belly, to the pelvic floor, to the seat. And then we're going to move the pelvic floor with the breath. So breathe down to the seat, to the oval opening, feeling that pressure pressing into the chair. And then bring your awareness to the blueberry. The blueberry is in the very center of your body, the center of the oval opening at the base of your body. Take an exhale. Inhale to the seat, to the blueberry. And as you exhale, grab onto your blueberry and push it up to the lower ribs. Inhale down, let the blueberry go back down to the chair, to the seat. And on the exhale, hold the blueberry and push it up to the diaphragm or to the lower ribs. Feel that action in your body. You contract on the exhale, hold on and push up. On the inhale, you relax, you feel the pressure downward and the release. And the exhale is the contraction. Finishing up this one, and do one more. Give the breath back to your body to breathe itself. Let go, let go. Bring your awareness to your fingers, start to wiggle them. Bring your hands, rub your hands together. Cover your eyes and gently blink your eyes open. And then bring your hands down. Noticing how you feel. So notice, do you feel relaxed? When we do that somatic awareness, when we are inside of our body, focusing on our body, it's very relaxing, even though there was all that work being done with the pelvic floor, with the core, and with breath. So let's move this. So I'd like you to come a little forward, away from the back of the chair, and then stomp on your feet. So the top of the feet, the ball of the foot. Start to stomp on the ball of the foot. Feel that in your body, feel what that moves. That actually goes through the fascia, the soft tissue, the muscles. And now on the heels. Stomp your heels on the ground. Feel where that goes. That actually goes through the bones. And then the whole foot. And then bring yourself back to center. Sit nice and tall, elbows underneath your shoulders, palms up. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your feet. As we began the practice, can you feel the left toes, the ball of the foot, the heel, the pinky toe edge? The right foot, can you feel the ball of the foot, the toes, the pinky toe edge, the heel? And go ahead and open your eyes. So stirring up, moving the body, probably felt a little bit more sensation in your feet. So before you go out to walk for fall prevention, a really good thing is to stomp your feet, go on your tippy toes, go on your heels, stomp your feet, and get that communication of the nerves in the bottom of the feet to communicate with the brain, so that as you move around and you put your body weight in different positions, your nervous system and your balance muscles will come online and help you from falling over. So you're forward of the back of the chair, bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders. Let's take the hands forward and then inhale to open, exhale, bring them back. This is rotator cuff, shoulder joint. It's going to be supportive of posture. And we need our posture and our spinal alignment to be as strong as possible for fall prevention, for communication of the nerves up and down the body, and also for keeping you upright to minimize the potential of spinal wedge fractures. We inhale when we open, we exhale when we close. Inhale to open, keep your arms along the side of your body. Straight out on the inhale and exhale back. You're gonna feel this in the shoulders. This is the muscles of the chest, muscles of the shoulders. Inhale and exhale back. And make sure you're nice and tall in your spine. You're lifting forward with your heart. Inhale, exhale. One more. Now we're going to come to the letter W. Inhale and exhale. Elbows are straight down to your waist. Inhale out. Exhale straight down to the waist. Now unbending the elbows to the letter Y. Your body makes the shape of a Y. You're going to feel this in the back body. Keep your arms to the side of your body as much as possible. And then bring yourself into scarecrow arms. So lifting your upper arm bone as high as you can, pushing your shoulders away from your ears. Push your hands back and look to the side. Try to get the hand to be back farther than the elbow towards the wall behind you. So look to the side, try to get stacked joints, hand on top of wrist, on top of elbow. Same thing on the other side, hand, wrist, elbow. Pushing back, keeping your arms as high as your shoulders if possible. If you have shoulder joint issues, modify accordingly. Lift your heart, slide the shoulder blades towards each other at the back of your body and slide them down towards your pelvis. Activate your pelvic floor and your core. Hug your lumbar spine to protect your low back. And if your low back is not happy, push your belly button towards your spine and tilt your pelvis back so you feel the pressure at the back edge of the bones you're sitting on, your sits bones. You should feel some burning in the upper back here. This is postural correction. This is a good position to take a break from sitting all day or even from standing, bringing yourself into scarecrow arms for posture support. And you hold it as long as you would like, feeling the heat and going to a place where you are, this is weight bearing against the weight of gravity. Take one more breath. And then bring your arms down. You'll feel that release of the tension when you come out. Shoulders are forward, up, back, and down. So upper body posture is important for fall prevention and fracture prevention, for the spine fracture prevention, but also for fall prevention. Forward, up, back, and down. And then bring yourself out of that. So let's take the hands on the shoulders. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, bring your elbows forward, inhale them up, let your head go along with your elbows, out, back, and down, chin to chest. Inhale, and exhale. One more. And then bring yourself back. Go ahead and grab your strap. So take your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can get a towel, something you can hold on to. Hold on as wide as you can without bending your elbows. Imagine that you're at the cliff's edge at the ocean and there's a breeze and the wind is blowing, you're holding a sheet and the wind is blowing the sheet up and back. Reach long in your shoulders. Of course, if this is not good for your shoulders, don't do it. So if you know that you have issues you need to modify for, then do that. Reaching up, looking up, breathe into your heart, stretch your chest, stretch your shoulders, stretch your pectorals, your chest muscles. Take one more breath. Stay up here and let's do a little side bending, side to side. Not going very far. You can widen your stance. That'll help stabilize your pelvis. Might feel a little bit better for you. This is good for those with low back issues to keep that length in the low back muscles. These are trunk support muscles, posture muscles, core muscles, trunk rotation muscles. And then bring yourself back to center. A little rotation, keep your pelvis where it is, wider stance here. You rotate to the side, you bring yourself back. Inhale into rotation, exhale back to center. One more. And then bring yourself back to center, bring the strap down, and bring the strap away. Go ahead and get your block. When you bend over, make sure if you bend over that you're bending at your hip and you're not bending at your spine to get anything. So for bone health, we want to make sure we maintain the safe spinal space, the space between the belly button and the heart. This area here, safe spinal space, 7 vertebrae here. You want to make sure you maintain the space. So when you bend at your hip joint and not at your spine. So really important. So as you're bending now, is that space still there? Is it still there as I reach down to get my block? And do that. Take the blanket away off to the side. And we're going to head and get our block here. So putting the block off to the side. Actually, get the block. We're going to do a little bit of stretch for the inner thighs. So come to sit all the way back. Put your block in front of you. Sit all the way back in your chair. Now, definitely need a chair without legs when you're doing this. If you don't have that, you could go down on the floor and spread your legs on the floor or stand up. This is a goddess posture in the legs. So take your legs here and at first bring the heels as close to the chair as you could get and push your knees back, feeling that stretch in the adductors, the muscles that attach onto the pelvis and attach onto the inner knee. We need flexibility here to have healthy knee joint, healthy hip joint, which is going to help you move more, create more pressure in your bones for strength, more flexibility in your body to be bendable and not breakable. And this also minimizes wear and tear on the knees and the hips when you have more flexibility in this part of your body. Now let's take the feet directly underneath the knees and push back. You could use your arms or your hands on the inner thighs, on the inner knee joint here to push, depending on what you're experiencing in your inner thighs here. This could be quite a bit for someone who's not used to doing this. So if that's you, go gentle, be gentle with yourself, introduce it slowly. And then one more, we're going to come a little wider with our legs and push back. So all different areas, you may have gone into different parts of your legs. You may still be in the adductors. You may go into hamstrings. You may be in the external rotators of the hip. We are all built differently. We all have different issues in our tissues and different ranges of motion. So trying to do as much as you can to keep the range of motion in your body so that you'll always be mobile and you'll be able to pull and push on your bones and your joints for the rest of your life, because that's how you're going to create stronger muscles, stronger bones, stronger balance, stronger body. And then go ahead and bring yourself back. Let's take the block. We're going to do the block on the left side. And now this is important and hard for a lot of people to understand this. Take your chair so that your right leg can get straight and still stay on your mat. And then your body comes to the very front part of your chair. Come to the front part of your chair. And your back knee is flush to the chair. So you want to make sure that this is happening. You don't want your leg hanging off. You want your leg to be all the way back, and the right tushy will not be on the chair. The left buttock is on the chair, or the left inner thigh is on the chair. And then straighten the right leg. Now, you may need to move your leg forward because this may be a lot. And even if this looks like it's an easy posture, it is not easy to do this deep down. This is a very deep hip flexion of 90 and 90 in the knee. And that's a pretty deep place to be. Most people, when they're standing, loading into a standing posture in yoga, don't go into 90, depending on what level of practice you have. So to be at 90, weight bearing with gravity here, it's pretty intense. So do what you can here. Take your hand on the inner leg. The goal is to have the body facing forward, to have the right toes in, left toes out, and then activate your feet. Push the right pinky toe edge onto the floor. Don't have your foot hanging up like this. Push down, stretch that ankle. Bendable, not breakable for the ankle, to have that range of motion in your ankle. Shoulders are forward, up, back, and down. Arms are up. So this is Warrior 2 in a seat. This is a modification for Warrior 2 if standing is not good for you, although this is a more challenging for many, more than the standing posture, loading down in. From here, I want you to reach long, and you're going to come with your arm on your thigh and your other arm in the air. So right arm in the air, left arm in the thigh. You could stay here, making sure you have a long torso away from your thigh, not collapsing down, but pushing away. If you want, you can go a little deeper, put your arm on that inner left knee to spiral your heart forward to create pressure in the lumbar spine. If you have more, you could come onto the block to push away from the block to get length in your spine. Not collapsing, but length in your spine, arm reaching up and over. Spine is long and you're reaching your heart up towards the sky. So side angle adds a stimulation to the hip joint. It does a lot of stimulation to the lumbar spine area, to the pelvis, to the hip complex. Push the buttock on the chair. Push the front heel into the floor. Push away from the block or away from the thigh. Long spine, rotate. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up and bring yourself out. Take a break. You may also experience, we did some shoulder work to begin with, so you may also experience some burning there. Take a break between sides, sit back. You can close your eyes, catch your breath. Go into your body and notice what that did to your body. Notice where you feel it. Where's the heart beating in your body? Where's the blood flowing? And notice that the heart is beating. When your heart beats more, you're using more muscles because there's a greater oxygen demand from your body. Take one more breath. And then open your eyes. Let's go to the other side, moving the chair so that you could get that right foot to come right off the chair, the right back knee to be flush against the chair, the left leg to be straight or close to straight. If you need to move it forward for a little bit more freedom in that hip, do that. You have an internally rotated left leg and an externally rotated right. So the hip complex is getting pulled in different directions. You're weight bearing with your torso with gravity into this, which makes it a challenge. Take your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. One thing you want to try to be aware of is that you don't go forward with your torso. Keep your torso coming right out of your pelvis. Make sure that back foot, the pinky toe edge, is pressing into the ground. And then look forward over that front middle finger. This is the Warrior 2 in this deep position. From here, reach long and come into the side angle here on this side. You could stay here up on your thigh. You could move to the inner knee joint, making sure you're long in your torso, you're not collapsing down, you're pushing away and then you're lengthening. Making sure the left foot, the pinky toe edge is touching, go down onto the block to push away, if that is in your practice. And then notice one side versus the other. Always working. The whole time we're in the posture, work. Don't find it and hang out in your joints. Keep pushing, keep pulling, keep lengthening, keep twisting, keep bending. And keep refining. Left foot, pinky toe edge. Right heel, right buttock in the chair. Pushing away from the block or the thigh. Long spine. Rotate the spine up towards the sky. Take one more breath. Bring yourself back up through the warrior two and then all the way out. Come to sit on the seat, all the way back. Close your eyes, elbows under your shoulders, palms are up. Close your mouth, close your eyes, take some deep breaths here. Noticing what you did. Try to create as much tension as you can in each posture and then take a break. Take one more breath. Down to your pelvic floor. And then release, open your eyes. So before we get up from the seated position, a couple more things to do. Let's do the goddess posture. So arranging your feet underneath your knees or a little closer to the chair. Bring yourself, well, you can stay at the back of the chair or forward. It's really up to you what you would like. Bring your hands into scarecrow. So this right here may be enough for you, or you may want to lift up and challenge a little bit more. The deeper you go in your joints, the more intense the work is. The more intense the stimulation is to your glutes, to your hip complex, to your pelvis, to your body, to your spine. Arms up to shoulder height. Push your heels into the floor. Lift your toes off so you're really in the body, the back body. If your knees are not happy, widen your stance. Take your feet a little farther away from your body. Find what is manageable and then go deeper if you can, squeezing the tushy, pulling the tailbone down, push your belly button to your spine to protect your low back. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bring yourself down. Another rest, accelerated heart rate, more muscles used. Close your eyes, close your mouth, and breathe. Take one more breath. And then open your eyes. So let's do chair posture in a chair, because coming down from the deeper angle actually gives a little bit more work for the body. So we're going to take the block, and the block is going to go between your knees. The toes are forward. Make sure your toes aren't out to the side and make sure your feet aren't farther apart than the block. We want this distance. So put the block between your knees and grab your strap or whatever it is you're using. If you have a strap that loops, then use the loop to push out like this, activating those upper back muscles. If not, you could pull. So you could use pulling muscles or pulling or pushing muscles, which are gonna stimulate the upper postural muscles. So they're both good, they're both important. What you wanna do here when we come up from the chair is you wanna be at the very front edge of your chair and move your feet back. So this is lightning bolt pose. Your body makes a lightning bolt, really deep hip bend, putting a lot of pressure here, strengthening the low body, really important for bone health and healthy aging. So if you take the strap, you could put it on your hands, which will help to strengthen your wrist, or if you have wrist issues, put it on the wrist or the forearm area by the wrist, and that'll help to support that. So not avoiding things, but figuring out how can you do them for your issues or your body. So bring your body weight forward. You're in the lightning bolt shape here. Squeeze the block, push your heels into the floor and lift your tushy away from the chair. Then you want to lift your arms up. Push out on the strap a lot. Draw the arms towards your body. Try to draw the shoulders down the back of your body. Squeeze your tushy and pull your tailbone down to protect your low back. Squeeze the block, push the heels into the floor. Lift the toes up, spread the toes. Deeper in your hip if you can. Higher with your arms if you can. If you look back, you should see the whole top part of your foot, so push your kneecaps back. Body weight is back in this posture. Pushing out on the strap, look up above the strap. Take one more breath, and then bring yourself up. Take the props off to the side. And then come to your mat. So up to you if you want to use the chair or not. For balance, it can be helpful. Let's first find the alignment in the standing position called Tadasana Mountain. Not to be underestimated and not to be just done, but rather to find this alignment in the body. So a few inches apart with the feet. Lift the toes, spread the toes, and place them down onto the mat. Take your hands down alongside your body. And if you can close your eyes safely in mountain, do so, or minimize the gaze in front of you about 10 feet. Really minimize, not focusing on too much. And bring your awareness to the left toes, the left ball of the foot, the left pinky toe edge, the left heel, and feel that. And then the right side, feel the ball of the foot, the toes, the pinky toe edge, and the heel. Push your feet into the floor. Push your top thighs back, your knees back. Activate your knees up towards your pelvis. Squeeze your tushy and pull your tailbone down so that you neutralize your pelvis, not letting it tip forward or backwards, but rather in a neutral pelvic position. Push your hands back and down. Activate your core by drawing the pubic bone up towards the lower ribs. And then pushing the head back on top of the torso. Try to arrange the ovals, the base of your pelvis, the top of the pelvis, the base of the ribs, top of the ribs, base of the head, the skull. Now, if you could close your eyes, close your eyes. This is Tadasana Mountain. Take one more breath. If your eyes are closed, blink them open. Stay in this aligned position. We're going to move into tree. So if you do need a chair, move towards the side that the chair is on. And if you don't, move towards your weakest side if you know if you have one, or just choose whatever side you like. So your body weight moves towards, you don't dump into your hip. You push your whole body over, bend the opposite toes, keep your pelvis forward as you move your knee out to the side and bring your foot up in between your ankle and your knee. Now find a spot, find something you can look at, you can hold your gaze to. If you want to bring your arms into scarecrow, that can be helpful, pushing your arms back, adding a little more challenge now for the arms. And if you're feeling really strong in your tree, you could challenge yourself by bringing movement, moving your limbs, your arms, or moving your head. Now, only do that if you know that that's appropriate for you. When we move the head, we add a whole bunch of challenge. So if moving your head feels okay, move your head. Otherwise, stay where you are. And then if you have a really strong tree, you could try closing one eye or the other. If you come out, just bring yourself right back in and challenge yourself to try to right yourself so that your muscles, your body has to work. All those reflexes of balance have to respond. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself slowly down back into the mountain. Being okay with whatever this is. Not letting tree make you feel that you don't have strong balance. Tree pose is not something you come into and should be good at. It is trying to work towards the stability of a tree. So anything you do, anytime you show up, is appropriate. Hands are down, find mountain. Your feet, push your thighs back, kneecaps activated, pelvis in neutral, hands down, joints stacked, head on top of your spine, on top of your rib cage. Back to the other side now, bending the knee out to the side, and find the tree on this side. Whatever that means for you. The same challenges as before. Maybe you just focus on one area and you're working on stability in your tree. Maybe you're working on challenge and you move your limbs and you challenge yourself. Maybe you fall out and you come back in. Maybe you move your head because you feel like you're ready for that next challenge. Or you close one eye at a time, or maybe both eyes if that's where you are in your practice. Whatever it is, do it and be okay with it. Accept whatever your tree is today. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. Shake your legs. So when it comes to fall prevention, fracture prevention, being bendable and not breakable, I would say that tree pose is one of the oldest postures in the practice of yoga. A lot of the newer postures have only been around since maybe the early 1900s. But we do see from cave carvings that there was tree pose is one that is shown. And of course, in a seated position, because meditation and a quiet mind is really the goal of yoga. So shake your legs. Let's bend our toes. Bend your toes. Bend the toenails. So your toenails touch the ground. You're bending your toes, pushing your foot forward, keeping the flexibility in your feet to help you when falling or to prevent falling. Now bend the toes this way. Lift your heel. Try to bend all the toes, lifting the heel up. And then coming up onto your toes, lifting up. Maybe you go a little bit, maybe you go a lot of it, doing whatever feels appropriate for you in your body. And then go ahead and come out of that. So take the chair. Now taking the chair, when you do use a chair, you want to have at least 2 legs on the mat because we want to make sure that the chair doesn't slip away. And then you're going to take your body and you're going to come into a wide stance. The wider, the better. So do what feels safe to you. Going wider is going to be more pressure on the hips, more flexibility in the hip capsule, stretching your body. So you have the chair here for fall prevention. If you feel really precarious, have the chair touch your body or be near a wall when you do your practice. Wide stance here. Lift your left foot and swivel. Keep your left leg straight when you do that. Swivel so you go into external rotation in your hip. Lift your right heel up and move your right heel away. And then let's go into the joint. So make sure your right foot is touching, your arch is active. Look down at your foot, grab the floor with your feet. You feel a lot of tension in the right foot. Now look at your left knee. As you hold on with your right hand to the chair, as you push away from the right foot so that your torso goes straight down as you bend your left knee, push your left knee to the side and bring yourself out. So slowly introduce the movement of the femur bone into the hip, the movement of the knee. Make sure when you come down, your foot is forward of your knee. So if you have too short of a stance, that's not good for the tendons of the quadriceps. So pushing the left knee to the side, make sure that right foot is active when you come down, pushing into the chair so your body goes straight down, meaning that you're bending that left hip a lot and not just the left knee when you take your body forward. So we want that hip joint. That's our goal here. And then I want you to come down and stay down. Come down as low as you can. The lower you go, the more pressure you're putting in your body. Take your hands forward. Don't grab onto the chair. Push away. Push away from the back right. Push that front left heel into the floor a lot. Squeeze the tushy and straighten the front of your body like you're between two sheets of glass. Bring the right hand up, bring the left hand up. Look over the left fingers. This is warrior two. Keep pushing the left knee to the left. Push the right foot into the floor. Bend the left knee a little bit more. Suck that left leg into the hip joint and push that left knee away from you. Feel that tension you can create in your body, these small, intricate movements. You could create more pressure in your body. Take one more breath and then bring yourself up. We're gonna go to the other side, so feel that heat in that left leg. Right toes up, keep that leg straight, right toes away, left heel up and back. And then we're gonna do that gentle coming in. So push the left foot in, see that left ankle stretch as you grab the floor with the left foot, activating the arch. Take the left hand on the chair, and as you push away from the left foot, push the right leg towards the wall, go straight down in your torso as you bend that right hip deeply, and then bring yourself out. Exploring that range of motion, see how this feels to load that front right hip using the muscles of the front leg, and then you're stretching the back leg. See how that feels for you. And then one more movement, pushing the knee to the side, push away from the left foot, bring yourself out. We're gonna come down and stay down. So push your left hand onto the chair, push away from the left foot, pushing the right foot into the floor, right knee to the side, and come as low as you can. From here, bring yourself into the warrior two, and then refine this. Push that left foot into the floor, left toes into the floor. And then the right heel into the floor, suck the right leg into the socket, pushing the right knee to the right. Go deeper if you can. Lengthen your arms, lift taller in your torso. Active feet. Lift your heart, push your arms back, push your shoulders away from your ears. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself up, bring yourself out, and then relax. Keep your mouth closed, breathe down to your feet to get that nice relaxation, calming your breath. So this next posture we're gonna do for bendable, not breakable, it's a challenging posture to do. It's called dancer. I wanna help you get into this before we do it, we need to stretch our quadriceps. So a couple of things about stretching your quadriceps. That's the muscle group that's in the front of the thigh, goes over the knee, and one of the muscles is what bends your hip. It's a hip flexor. So these 4 muscles here. So one thing you could do is you could stand in your chair, bend your leg, try to keep your knee back. Try not to have the knee here trying to grab, because that will maybe get you to round your spine, and we want to maintain the safe spinal space. So if you push your knee back, you bend your heel, and you reach around to grab your foot. Now, some of you may not be able to get the foot. You might need to get the pants or socks or shorts, whatever it is you're wearing. If you're able to get the top of your foot, keep your knee in alignment with the other knee. Try not to have your knee forward. Don't have your knee out to the side. Keep your knee right alongside the other knee, and hopefully right underneath your hip. So push it back, try to unbend that front hip, and then look forward. So this is a great way to stretch the quadriceps. For those that have knee issues and are not able to bend because of knee replacements, one way you could stretch your knee, your quadricep, is this. You go near a wall and you put your leg on the wall and you do it like this. But you really do need to be near a wall, because if you have a limitation in that flexion, don't do it out in the open room with a chair. Do it against the wall. So take one more breath here, and then let's go to the other side. And if you feel pretty good about your balance and you have pretty limber legs, you could try to do that away from the chair. Of course, whatever it is that is your practice. Push your knee down, make sure you're not out to the side, you're not forward with your knee, you're coming right out of your hip. Then push that hip forward, feel that stretch in the quadricep. Hold on to both if that's in your practice. Take one more breath, and then bring yourself out. So this next posture we're going to do is called dancer, and I do think it's really a good thing to do it with a chair, because it is a challenging posture. We're going to do left side first, and when we do this, we're actually tipping forward in our hip joint and balancing in there. So we're challenging our hip in a different plane so that we can work on fall prevention and give our muscles more tight, more strength in this position. It actually helps us be bendable and not breakable, or better fallers. It allows for you to have this response time or this space in your body. So if you're tripping, you may be able to get your leg out a little bit wider and stop yourself from falling. It's pretty amazing how that all works when we start to work on these postures. And I hear it over and over, and I've experienced it myself. So getting better at falling or not falling, preventing falling. So the left foot is going to be forward. Hold on to the chair with the left hand. You bend the right knee and you reach down. You can grab onto the pants, you can grab onto the back of the foot. And then you tip your body forward. So you're tipping at the hip joint. The right knee goes back. So this is the bottom part of the posture. If you are able to lift your left hand up, you lift your left hand up, grab the floor with the left foot, push into the right hand with the right foot to get that back bend to come into your spine, to get that forward body weight position. Take one more breath. Come out gently, and let's go to the other side. And then paying attention to one side versus the other. This is a posture, when I teach this live, I'm very cautious, because I do think it's a posture that people can fall out of. Never had that happen, actually, but it is something I respect. I respect this posture and all that it has. It's a big, strong, balanced posture. It's also got strength in it. You're putting your body into a different area. So really treat it with respect when you do this. So the right foot is forward, you're holding onto your chair, you weight bear on that right leg. You take the left leg back and you grab on, tilting forward. So now you're forward in that hip, and then you push that left leg into left hand. Right hand comes off if that is part of your dancer posture. You decide. Really make sure that right foot is supporting you. Bring your awareness there, pushing the left hand, the left foot into left hand. Take one more breath. And then dismount gracefully. Bring yourself all the way out. Shake your body. So I'd like to do another standing posture called twisted triangle. We'll do it with the chair. And this posture is great because it's like wringing out a towel, and it takes all your tissue from the arch of the back foot all the way up into the hip complex. Lot of stretch on the posterior hip, lot of back foot calf work. So take the chair like this. So the back of your chair is near your right side. The back of the chair is on the right side. And then you take the right foot and you bring the right pinky toe edge up against that front leg of the chair. Hold onto the chair and take your left foot back. You're about 2.5 to 3 feet here in your stance. And your body weight is back. Don't have your body weight too far forward. So push your feet into the ground. Hold on to the chair with the fingertips of the right. The left hand is on the waist. Now push your tushy back as you bend your hip. Keep your spine nice and straight. And then take your left hand, which is the back leg hand, and bring it diagonally across to the very front part of the seat to push with your fingertips to push away from the chair. The bend is deep, it's in the hip here. Now suck that right leg deeper into the socket, push the right tushy back. So you try to neutralize your pelvis. Bring your awareness to the left foot, the back foot. Push into the pinky toe edge of the left foot to push length, to get longer in your torso and to spiral forward a little more. So twisted triangle, we're trying to twist over the front leg. Push the back foot into the floor. Both legs are straight. Lengthen your spine, a little back bend here. Push your heart forward. Push away from the back foot. Push the right buttock back. Try to spiral your hips here in twisted triangle. You could be on your fingertips or use your palm to push away to get length in your spine and to rotate it. Twisting the hips, twisting the spine, creating lots of force. When we do these standing postures, weight bearing, we create a lot of flexibility in our joints, a lot of pulling on the tissue. And when we add weight, it's a deeper stretch than if we were on the ground, especially if we were on our back stretching. Take one more breath. To come out, you bend the front knee. You keep your head lifted, your spine long, unspiral and bring yourself up, and then bring yourself out. Let's go to the other side. This is a nice way to do twisted triangle in the middle of the room with a chair, because this posture has flexibility, balance, and strength in it. So let's go to the left leg is forward. The left pinky toe edge is up against the back of the chair, and the right foot is about 3 feet back. Take your left hand on the chair, right hand on your waist. Push your feet into the floor, push away from the right foot as you bend your body at your hip joint, and then diagonally bring the right hand onto the back of the chair at the front edge. And then push that left tushy cheek back, draw that left leg deep into the socket. trying to turn your hips forward. And then push away from the back foot. See if you could get longer and see if you can spiral more. And you'll probably feel this in the back leg, the back half, the back, maybe even the back arch of the foot. Really push that back heel into the floor. Lengthen your body and spiral forward. Push away from the back. Lengthen, spiral. Keep working. Push away, lengthen, spiral. Take one more breath. To come out, you bend the front leg, you bring yourself forward, bring yourself up, finding your Tadasana mountain. And then let go of tension from the standing, from all the deep bending, from the weight bearing in our joints. We're gonna do 3 whooshes, W-H-O-O-S-H, to release. This also releases the pelvic floor. So when you do your shh, feel that relaxation that comes into the belly, comes into the pelvis. So grab from the air, take a big inhale. 2 more. Grab, grab, grab. Hold on tight. And 1 more. Grab, grab, grab. Hold on tight. So let's prepare for Shavasana. Legs up the chair is actually a nice way to relax the low back, or legs up the wall. So if you feel any extra tension in your low back, that was a pretty strong standing practice today, you may want to put your legs on the chair. If you do, you want the back of your legs to touch. You want the entire calf to be supported by your chair. So get whatever you need for the end of your practice. So whenever you're moving, making sure you're doing it correctly, bending at the hips, not at the spine. Bring yourself all the way down. Blanket under the head. And then draw the knees into the chest one last time, rocking side to side. Bending one last time deeply in your hips, in your knees. Take your legs up to the sky and let the joints settle, let the hips settle. A lot of hip work, a lot of lower lumbar stimulation. And then bring your feet, if you are using the chair, you want your lower legs to be supported completely. So move yourself in whatever way you need for that to happen. You could have your hands on your belly for your Shavasana or out to the side, you decide.
kame, govinde mukande, udare apare, hariyam kariyam, diname 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 kame.
Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to bring movement into your fingers, your toes, your ankles, your wrists. And slide your knees towards you, draw your knees in. Come into a happy baby. So soles of the feet up towards the sky. Spread your legs wide and back and forth, side to side. From here, coming all the way onto your side. Using the pushing muscles, push strongly away from the ground. Bring yourself up to a seated position. We'll close the practice with sound. So bring yourself into a nice upright spinal position. Hands are together. Pushing your hands to your heart to your hands. We'll close with a gentle humming sound from the heart to the mouth or heart to the throat. Take an exhale to create space. Inhale deeply. Bringing your hands up to your forehead, bowing forward in gratitude. Namaste. So today's practice definitely had a lot of depth in the hip area, a lot of bending. Hopefully you were able to explore a little more today in there and become aware, body aware of those aspects. When we want to take care of our bones, especially preventing hip fractures, we need to bend that joint and weight bear into the muscles of the lower body in order to create that protection, that is necessary for fall and fracture prevention. All right, so how was that? Love to get feedback on how that was for you. Kathy, I was just thinking about you. I put together my Bali information. I'm going to mail that out today. So I'm taking a group to Bali, December 2025, December 6th through the 16th. So if that sounds like something you would like to do, email me, reach out, and I'll send you the information. It's one of my favorite places to visit in the whole entire universe. And it's definitely one of my favorite places to teach yoga. It is stunning, spectacular. Cannot say enough about Bali. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe, please. I am definitely wanting to reach more and more women with the information about bone loss being reversible and the fact that we're in control, in charge of our bones. Yes, good. Yes, the pelvic floor is really important. All right. Well, I'll see those of you that are in my community. If you're not in my Stronger Bones Lifestyle community, that's where I show up quite a bit, getting ready to do a pretty fun challenge next week. Got to get back on track myself with food, with movement, and love to guide you all along with me. It motivates me, it motivates you, we motivate each other. You're welcome, Carol, Lynn. Great. All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day, ladies.